There's a big controversy on here that
controversy
on one of our podcasts. I told the guys we should all just have a slumber party, hang out late, watch.
How is that
movies.
a controversy?
Because you guys get so angry and like
we don't want to do it. It sounds boring.
I honestly, though, I mean, I guess because we're siblings, but I feel like when I was like a teenager and like Jake and Sophia were a little bit younger, but like it was fun for all of us to like stay the night at your house. Well, I wouldn't want to sleep at your house.
I wouldn't want to sleep at your house
Not
ever.
now.
Yeah, it's. Sorry, Crystal.
welcome to Best of Riz podcast. I'm here with Declan today, a new guest.
Me?
Oh, no.
What?
And my sister Jasmine, who exclusively wanted to be on with this.
And she is the new guest.
I know, I was being stupid.
Oh, were you doing that on purpose?
Yes.
Oh,
Wow, I really thought you were that dumb.
I got it, you guys. Hook, line, and sinker.
You just
Hook, line, and sinker.
see.
Hook, line. Where's the sinker come in that?
A sinker is the metal thing, so it has to go. That brings the actual hook towards the bottom of the water, right? So it's
Wait,
a little.
you want the hook to go to the bottom of the water?
So how it works, right, is when you're setting your. I'm gonna go into this. When you're setting your fucking.
We need to hear it from the token white guy.
When you're setting your fucking.
My dad never took me
I
fishing.
just need to call
line,
Brian.
You got a fucking. You got bobber, right? That sits on the top of the water so you can see if a fish pulls it under, right? Then you have your whole length of fishing line, right? And then towards about halfway down that, you may have a little lead weight. And what that lead weight does is it sinks that to the bottom, right? But then you have sometimes you'll have an extra bit of string because the bait will float. So basically, the weight will sink to the bottom and the rest of the string will float.
Hook goes in their mouth. That's the line. And then where's the sinker?
The sinker is the thing.
The thing that weighs
Okay.
down.
Part of the thing.
That's all I got to
That's
say.
it.
What? But you didn't understand what a sinker was.
Yeah, you just had to get to that point, to the sinker point.
Are you
It just keeps that part down.
Yep. Now I got it. Yeah.
cool?
Now you can go fishing.
Yeah.
Speaking of Finding Dory, you're killing fish. How dare you? We're going to be going into... Well, actually, first, how's everyone doing?
Awful.
You can't say that every time.
Well, okay. Today, a
I'm
girl
baiting
in
her.
class from across the table.
She stole your pen, didn't
she had a baby.
No. Well, no, she's pregnant. But
Clairvoyant?
But she looked at me and she goes, "You look really tired." And I go, "Thanks."
You should have been like, you look really fat.
No, I was like, "Thanks." And then she's like, "Oh, no, I don't mean it like that." Because telling someone that they look tired
That's not that
for
bad.
a girl, yes, it is.
I don't get it. 'Cause-
Yes, it is.
First of all, you're not a fucking girl, so just quit.
Yeah, but I live with two
I
women.
just need my lashes back, and then I look more awake. But
With my wife, sometimes I'm like,
Yeah, but you
"Are
see your
alright,
wife
babe?
at
You look-"
every
But that's
possible
different.
moment.
So I'm like, you look
right?
tired right now, or
You
whatever.
yeah, but that
I don't want no one ever to be like, hey, don't tell your wife that she looks tired. That's fucked up.
if another girl tells another girl you look tired, it's a way to say you look like shit.
So if a guy tells another guy you look tired,
They're probably legitimately think they look
Yeah,
tired.
but if a guy tells a girl she looks tired, it's just unintentionally rude.
Then
because-
you're like, I look like shit.
yeah, because then you're like, oh, even this numbskull figured it out, right?
And so I was just like, no, I'm fine. And she goes, no, I just want to make sure, like, your energy seems really low. Are you okay? And I'm
Your
like,
fucking aura is...
feel my energy now.
and I was like, yeah,
Your
I'm
chakras
fine.
are unaligned. You got to line up your chakras.
Can I
Look at your
just-
star chart.
Can I just go over your head a little bit, you know?
And then she reeled it back, and she's like, oh, I look tired all the time because and I go, well, you're pregnant. And I go, wait till that baby comes out. And
You're
then
pregnant.
And you'll still look tired.
Do you know who the dad is?
whore.
Maybe you're tired from all that prenatal.
Prenatal?
I don't know.
Naval.
I was going to say third trimester sex.
Yeah.
That's some
no.
rough stuff.
That sounds like some rough stuff.
You're trying to
But
get
it's
that
funny
baby out.
It's funny that you said pre-naval because there was this that could be a whole other topic about people who think they can get pregnant. Well, I guess that kind of leads into that.
I do not believe that.
Yes.
And I'm
I'm
thankful for it because then it weeds out the idiots in our population.
No,
It's
well,
it's my controversial opinion.
Then they go to why am I blanking? They think that they are infertile. Like they don't think that they can have kids, so they go to like a specialist. Why can't I think of the word?
Yeah, but how do you find two? What's the
Gynecologist?
statistical?
No, what is it called? They go to a fertility specialist.
That's what
they go. Yeah, they go there, and they're like, they have to teach them that the only way you can get pregnant is through the vagina.
Do people go there and they're like,
no, yes. Okay, so
honey,
what is the
Yes.
what's the probability of that? How can you find two people that stupid?
So there was this whole thread on Instagram that this influencer did, and people were writing to her
everyone
saying,
be careful today with the stomping of the fucking table. You were slapping like fucking Pudenmere. I don't know.
You dropped your mic.
But you were like hitting it, saying stuff, and then
I talk with my hand, like,
you know what?
I would think we all talk with our
you
hands.
motherfuckers.
But anyways,
I
I
don't
was
wanna
saying lots of people were DMing after seeing her thread about this, that people were trying to get pregnant through their navels. And they're like, oh my gosh, thanks.
For the layman, the belly button.
They're like, thank you for sharing this. I had no idea.
What the fuck?
And like at the fertility place, like one time the husband had, they have to check the sperm, right? So
you're shaking my mic now.
So the guy has to go into the room and they give him porn to watch, and that's
did he like go? I can't.
No, that's when it clicked to him that it was they were doing it wrong.
That's not for just pink. Oh my god!
I mean, there's many people that don't know that girls have.
He opens it up the door. Honey, they're eating it.
They have 3 holes to be exact.
Well, if you're talking about the butthole,
everybody's got a butthole. Though.
Yes.
So we don't count it.
There's
right? It's
children.
process of elimination, right?
That's my next children book. Everyone's got a butthole.
Wait. Wouldn't we say women only have 1 hole then, right? If we're eliminating the butthole, we got to eliminate the urethra, right?
No, but people think that the vagina hole and the urethra hole are the same.
So people think women have a cloaca.
Number one, this is why I always tell you, because I talk about sex a lot in the podcast.
Yeah,
I always say
know,
that we should have our own podcast without video, just our own audio podcast.
Yeah,
talk about dating and sex.
We're all gonna be butt naked, just fucking.
Why does it have to be without video?
Just because it's a lot. This is a lot of work for this one.
This is a lot of work.
But
Great.
This is why we say that. But this is funny because this is why me and him were talking about it, was because I was talking about turning red, and we're about what me and you were talking about, that people need to be educated about things, because there's people like that, and then he's like, I don't believe that. Hurt. And
I'm like, it's usually religious.
But don't get me wrong. If you, it's hard for me to believe a guy would be like,
okay,
I'm going for your belly button right now, and it's like,
so lay out the problem though. So what is the problem? It's that some parents are mad because they didn't know.
Okay, so here's the thing.
That the movie was about puberty.
So Disney seems like to have a history of...
The most offensive thing in this movie was in Canada. That's the setting. That's the most offensive thing in this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a weird place. I thought it was...
I was like, what is this multicultural utopia? And I'm like, oh, of course it's Toronto. Duh.
I was the whole...
No, I was like, there's not a place like this that exists in America.
I thought it was San Francisco the whole time.
That's basically what Toronto is.
I did at first, too.
And I know... I can say all this stuff because I know nobody from Canada's watching this.
Maybe.
Hopefully Ryan Reynolds is watching.
Canada's a cesspool. No, Canada's fine.
They gave us the Biebs.
No, I mean...
And Drake.
The people of Canada...
I'll take Biebs over Drake.
The people of
Pamela Anderson, too.
The people of Canada are great. Canadian government's like, whatever. People from Quebec are evil.
Okay.
I can't get into geography. I don't know.
Quebec is the French part of France, and they have a government dictate that requires you to learn French, and you're supposed to learn English, right? So even if you like travel in there, if you don't speak French, people give you dirty looks and treat you with disrespect. Like,
je ne sais quoi?
It's basically
fuck you.
It's basically the stereotype of what we think France is. That's how uppity it is.
Assholes. But I was saying, like, Disney has got to the point where they try to send a message. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like,
they try to send a message, like, when they're leaving a horse in the bed or something.
Yeah, they're trying to warn us. No, but like, Lion King, it was
Which
Hamlet.
version of Lion King?
Both.
The good one or the bad one?
But what message are they trying to send there? I know.
Lion King.
I know it has to be about. I know it's Hamlet's story.
I mean, let's be real. Lion King. There was
that movie.
Nala's eyes in that one scene are just too gross for me.
Oh, and she's like,
She's on her back, and she's just like, I'm
She's got
ready.
that little plume of fur that kind of looks like
It's just
cleavage,
disgusting. But
She's like, I want to have sex.
But there's always been. I'm in heat. Can you feel it off my puss?
Just rubbing his ass up against him. Cat's
Makes
doing
me
heat,
think of,
man.
Makes me think of Bridesmaids when she throws her leg up. And
Oh,
she's
yeah.
like, do you feel
Do you feel that heat? And she's like,
wafting it?
The
Melissa
musk.
McCarthy.
At least they're married in real life.
In the ending of it, their sex scene with like sandwiches and shit.
And he has like caution tape or something. I don't know.
That ruined my thoughts. But
You're saying
they've
Disney-
always
yeah.
tried. I mean, again, Hamlet's like adults know that.
Okay, give me
kids didn't know
but
it.
give me a you can't deny that they've gotten more complex with the meanings, right?
Right. That's what.
And is it a product of the age or like the age we live in, like the year we live in, or is it a product of they've run out of stories, right? Because Aladdin's a rags to riches story about you could find love anywhere, which is like a normal fucking story. It's been told a bunch of times, right?
I guess.
So they were
but
like,
it's
oh, we
always-
just can't keep reusing this.
But I guess
we just got to make a live action version and then butcher the whole thing.
I actually really enjoyed it.
I have not watched it. I don't want to watch it.
I mean, my name's Jasmine, so obviously Aladdin's a huge deal to me.
I like everything. With
but
that name.
but
The Rock.
I was not excited
flower.
about it.
Is there a Jasmine Rock?
I didn't
Yeah.
know that either.
Well, I'm
He
thinking
makes up
Jasper.
shit
I'm probably thinking of
Yeah, I
Jasper.
don't think there's a Jasmine Rock.
Look at this. Jasmine. Whatever, asshole.
Remy was a little confused.
You gotta get more closer to the mic.
Remy,
Your daughter, because people wouldn't know. You're just yelling
my
out.
child.
Your father, the
You're-
king of kings, the
You're,
cerebral assassin.
you're just talking about Gambit for all people fucking know.
Remy, no, Remington, my 4-year-old
Why is he?
daughter.
Why is he? Why is she
Because
named?
they're fucking
Remington?
hillbillies.
No, I wanted to name her Remy, and my husband thought it sounded like Remy. It would make people think of Remy Martin.
What?
Which
Who
I
the
said
fuck is Remy Martin? Am I that young that I don't know?
It's-
He's in the superstition.
Oh my
or
God.
she's in.
She's
no, that's Ricky.
I know, I'm being
Martin.
stupid.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. What?
no, it's an alcoholic beverage.
Oh.
It's above Hennessy. So I was saying
I didn't know their
It-
ratings.
no. It's
I'm gonna
like,
name my kid Crown Royale, which is
it's like the more expensive Hennessy, I think, or something. I don't know. But I said only alcoholics would think that.
Okay,
And
well, get to the story about Remy so we
Oh,
don't start
anyways.
comparing our kids like my son Bud Light and all that.
Logan.
Yeah. Bud Light.
No, all I was saying was Mom has an arch of jasmines. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
were like, oh, jasmine smells.
Literally, I left the house. She's like, "Do you smell that?"
I know.
That's jasmine's.
She did that. No, so we.
She's like, I love it. I walked through it. It's just Jasmine's. I'm like, yeah.
We did that yesterday and today. And Remy's like, what? Like, it smells like you? She was like really confused. And I was
Mom,
like,
you smell like shit normally.
true.
You usually smell like bacon and pastrami. I don't know
No.
what this smell.
No. Okay, anyways, I don't remember.
Way off top. But no, but you're saying that like Aladdin, they rebooted or whatever. But
no.
Oh,
That's
so
not
are they,
the,
are
that's
they
not the-
running out of topics?
But
That's what I'm saying.
but I think,
why is this movie have a
to be honest, though, I feel like in the last few years, sadly, I watch a lot of these in the hospital. They have like a channel that plays movies a lot, and I got to watch every fucking thing. I've never sat much as your daughter plays you two Moana our whole life that she's been around.
yeah. And
Is
she's brought it back too. She's been watching it again. That's why did you see her necklace today?
no,
It was the
I've
Moana
never
necklace.
watched it all ever because I thought I seen enough with all the songs.
That one's so good.
It is good. Like I cried. I don't know how many times I watched Moana. I cried.
Oh.
Coco came on. I cried. Luca, I did
literally
not.
recently cried about Moana because I was like, when's my grandma going to come visit me as a stingray?
Any who's or whatever.
okay?
You've seen Moana, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I have seen
A lot of people feel like if they're adults,
almost-
they don't need to watch the
yeah.
cartoons.
I think I've seen almost every Disney movie at this animated movie at this point. My sisters made me watch Frozen 2. I usually don't watch the
like someone
sequels.
today was telling me.
Frozen 2 is very good.
No.
Better than 1.
It's more marketable because the lizard is absolutely adorable.
Well, someone.
That
but it's
has
like-
such a little part.
I know, but it's just like this weird.
I think that one because it explains everything.
Just felt like Pocahontas again, except for way more vague. Pocahontas is just like, yep, white people suck, man. We just came out of nowhere and we wanted to kill people, and I'm like, okay, that makes
Pocahontas is
that
kind of
makes sense.
It's kind of
That's
sad
true.
because Pocahontas painted a way different story for children.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but that
that
movie
did
is
not
absolutely
happen.
gorgeous. So I don't care what anybody says.
It's gorgeous.
It's one of the most beautifully animated movies I've ever seen.
Would
And
you?
movies,
All the colors of the wind are used.
I was literally when I texted you, I told you, I'm like, my favorite animation is and my favorite Disney movies will always be the hand-drawn, cel-shaded stuff, just because they're just gorgeous to look at, right? I can watch them over and over again because they're
you
just...
enjoy Bambi getting shot.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Bambi does a good shot.
Or
Bambi's
Mom.
mom.
Yes, that's the best part of the movie.
Wow.
That's the real, like...
Well,
That's
that's
snapping.
the origin.
that's how you learn the
But
hook,
that's
line, and
that's a
sinker.
perfect segue. Is it's like people are arguing that these
Yeah.
movies
Yeah.
are like too adult for kids, right? And it's like maybe in the messaging, but it's not like animated movies haven't had dark.
But
I mean, freaking
things in it.
Mufasa falls off a cliff and dies.
Long live the king. It's so creepy. And they say that when he holds the skull when he's talking, that's Mufasa's skull, and they ate Mufasa. That's a whole nother level of me being fucked up in the head.
That sounds like a thing that because these movies been out so long that people are like, there's not much like production lore like there is with like what's the production of Good, Bad, and Ugly like, if people are like releasing stories at time. It's just an animated movie, so people got to find weird theories like this is the deeper, and it's like no, they just threw it in
Or
there
how
'cause
everybody's
it looked
related
cool,
now.
right?
Can you slap me in my bag?
Like, Rapunzel
Hell yeah.
is part of.
Oh,
Frozen.
but that one,
But that's
like you
just
can see
trailer,
that though.
right?
The
Well,
costumes are.
you see her in it.
Yeah.
But basically, so with
But all those movies are connected. They're all with in the pizza
like, have you seen?
car
Did you ever watch
universe.
Onward?
Yeah.
Like that one was kind of. It's sad. It's the
Because
ending got
he
me.
doesn't. The one.
Is that the
older one doesn't get to hang out.
Is that the
with
one about death?
No, Tom Holland doesn't get to hang out with him.
Oh, what do you? Oh, you're talking about the Chris Pratt Tom Holland one?
The whole thing is Tom Holland wants to
Oh.
hang out with him, and then
Oh, because he wants.
when he gets a chance to, he lets Chris Pratt go revisit him, and then he realized when he crosses off his list that his brother taught him all that already.
Yeah.
So
He played his dad.
basically, but yeah, I didn't really like that one that much. It was okay, but
I-
the ending was good. I thought the
I
ending
want to
was
like
good.
rewatch it.
But so like all these newer ones, they're getting. I think they're interesting, but like I said,
Ray the Last Dragon was bad.
I didn't even. Well, I don't think that's even Disney.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's hard because like Enchanto,
Encanto.
I waited for that. It's Disney, but it's a different like bar Disney. It's okay. It's Disney,
It's not
but it's not
Pixar.
Pixar Disney.
It's
Yeah,
not.
Pixar has So Pixar is an animation team that was bought by Disney, so it's like stayed relatively stagnant through its whole history.
All right, I'm not gonna hide it, everyone. I'm taking Advil right now, and I can't get it open underneath the table.
This
Go ahead.
podcast is sponsored by Advil, 24-hour pain relief, 7 days a
When
week.
you hang out with this guy over here, you need it all the time.
Thanks.
Thanks, Declan.
But,
Go ahead, carry on.
Pixar is like a studio, so there's a group of people who've been working together forever, right? They're basically considered their own kind of sub-entity, whereas Disney has another in-house Disney animation studio that does like Ray the Last Dragon, Frozen, Tangled. They do all the 3D stuff. They're the same people that did all the Lion King, all that
I don't think Frozen was
But-
Pixar.
No, it wasn't.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's
Yeah,
what he's
no, that's what I'm saying.
But
Yeah, I don't think
Luca
Frozen.
was, right?
I don't believe Lucas
I don't think it
Pixar
was either. We went.
Really?
We were going.
It's the Toy Story films up.
I went-
It's all the non-really Disney princess ones. Anything that's like got a, or is like based in some locale or something. Like the Pixar movies are a lot more. I consider them a lot more artsy because they're a lot more vague in what exactly
But
is
we're
going.
talking
on.
about Toy Story didn't really have any kind of agenda behind it.
You're
Like
just growing up.
it's just growing up.
Whatever. Oh wait, no,
You're singing a Full
I almost
House.
sang it. What is it? It's a you got a friend in me.
Randy Newman, he does
It's
It's sad though when Buzz tries to fly and he's like, and then the song gets sad when he's like falling.
And then
I'm just laughing at your mouth. It was just like.
Cars. Cars a Pixar movie.
I don't
Yeah.
give a shit about cars.
Oh, actually.
You don't like Life is a Highway by Rascal
Oh my
Flatts?
Do
god.
you call it a highway?
Highway. Life is a highway.
Wyatt will my son will request Cars. Life is a highway.
There's an Office
But-
episode where they keep listening to that on their road
Cars
trip.
3, actually, that's the one that Wyatt watches a lot.
And oh,
It's
who
What's
else?
the message in
very
Cars? But with the messages of these movies, what's the message in Cars
I forgot. I actually read the meanings and messages of all their movies, and I forgot what Cars was. You could literally Google like what it's.
Do you need a team?
I don't know.
But you can't do it on your own.
Yeah.
Ciao.
But then there's like Soul, which is.
I never watched Soul. Soul came on, and I'm like,
really
this is a little too much
That
for me.
one's sad.
Is it?
But it's also a little weird.
It was kind of weird from the
It's a little
beginning.
weird.
I let it start, and then I changed it because I was like,
it's like funny when he like turns into the cat and stuff.
let's be real. Like, I was in a real serious place, and I didn't want to hear about souls and stuff. So I was like,
No.
Coco was fine because I've already seen Coco, and I know how it's going to end. So I was okay with it.
Yeah.
There's Up.
And I told him this. Up is a horrible movie.
Up
in
is
my opinion.
not a horrible
The
movie.
opening is amazing, and I cry every
Because
time.
she has a miscarriage.
Is that what it is, or did you dig deep, or just someone
No,
else dig
she
deep?
has a miscarriage.
That's what happens in the
That's
beginning.
what
Oh,
happens
that's
in the
right.
movie.
That's right. She walks to the doctor and all
And
that.
they
But then, like, once it gets to the story, it's really stupid. And the guy with the villain, and he has a dog.
and the dogs that talk. I don't know.
That movie's about aging. Oh.
What I feel bad about Up, though, is this little chubby kid's like, yeah, I got a guy in my life, like, not for long, because he's got, like, this, mentor now, but he's going to be gone in about 10 years or so. It kind of sucks.
Man, it's about. Why does that ruin the movie for you?
Because
it's not like we're gonna continue this up to next.
They
summer.
have Doug Days.
Yeah,
on
they
Netflix.
Yeah, but I mean,
Or
that's not the
Disney
old
Plus,
man,
I mean.
'cause
the
he's already-
dog's not gonna be there for much longer either, right? The dog's gonna last about as long as the old man is.
I think
right?
he might beat the old man out. I think the old man died recently, like at least a couple years ago.
The animated character.
No, I think it's
No,
I can't remember his name.
I think that's the character's name, isn't it?
I don't
I
know.
don't
man.
remember what the character.
You could,
Who the fuck?
you could
cares?
IMDb that shit. Give him some respect on his name.
Kevin is
But,
the
like,
best character in that movie.
But we're saying I brought up about
Yeah,
Bugs.
Kevin's a mom.
But like the thing with Bugs Life, like it's crazy to think about. It's such a bigger thing, but kids aren't going to be picked up onto that. Really.
That's because it's made by adults, right? Adults need a important reason to make a film, right? The film has to have a meaning because it's not made by fucking children, right?
I get
it's made
that,
by adults,
but it's colonizing.
But
which is
I know, but
a
an adult
huge,
an adult who wants to make a good movie is not going to put half effort into the story
I'm
or
just
the
saying
meaning
it's
behind
it's
it.
a huge.
So then, what's your hang up?
But okay, so the whole thing about all this and
don't
why
even-
Jasmine's here
I don't even know
is-
what you're saying.
and the whole thing about this is and Jasmine's like, if you're going to talk about it, and I go, I really do want to
What
talk
are you
about
saying?
the fact that people are upset about turning red, exposing children to things that the parents may not want them to be exposed to.
Okay,
Now, something like Bug's Life is pretty hidden.
it's
within
also
the
not
story.
it's relatively not controversial.
Yeah.
I mean, there
To an-
there are some adult jokes and some jokes made at
But
the expense of people. Like
Neither is turning red. It's not
there's
controversial.
the whole joke that the ladybug looks like a lady and he gets catcalled and stuff. That's not offensive, just because it's.
True, but I guess the internet
Do you really
wasn't
want
that strong then.
But I mean, do you really like? If you really want to pull apart a movie, every movie's got something that.
Well, that's
you
their
don't
point.
want your
But-
kids
but-
to
That's our
see.
point.
But the point is, okay, so kids seeing that, they may not get it. But to be real, that's kind of fucked up. But kids make fun of a little boy in a dress if they were at school or something, because kids are
shouldn't.
stupid. 'Cause we have to educate them. So yes,
No,
they're
kids are
stupid until we
mean,
educate
too.
them.
Kids will insult you in ways you've
But
never
the thing
even
is
fucking
how
felt.
Jasmine was like, dude, people are blowing up over here over it, and I don't know if you're if you're subbing to people that sucks, because I'm over here giving out fucking artwork in our YouTube, and these people are plebes like complaining. You're like, sub, I want to hear more about your.
Plebes? Where did plebes come
I
from?
don't know.
Where'd
I
you
don't
get
even know
all
what
this
sub means. I'm just
Subscribe.
on Instagram.
subscriber?
Because I thought you said you were following them now.
Well,
or whatever.
it's an influencer on. So I.
But did you agree with them?
No. Okay. So how it started was, I was on Instagram and this influencer that I don't really care for, but she's connected to the other influencer I like. She.
Her name?
Huh?
What's her name?
The one that I love.
Yeah, call this bitch out.
Okay,
I don't know if I know who they are.
You won't. My favorite Instagrammer. She has like 1 million followers. She's really cool. Her name's Krista Horton. She has a friend that's also an influencer named Sarah _
What does it mean to
Lit.
be an... Sorry, this is a whole...
Like she
separate
literally,
conversation.
her husband doesn't work anymore, and that's their job. They make
They
money from.
influence.
Yes, that's exactly what
don't
she
be
does.
jelly. Don't be
She
jelly.
and then
I'm not
so she
jealous.
collaborates now with brands and like the sweatshirts that I wear that the kids wear that say I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. That's her. Like
that took a lot of thought to make that.
See, I hope.
I'm just saying that's her collab.
Hopefully,
with,
when my sons weren't, that's a podcast. It at least seems a little
hopefully
big.
if we get big, that none of us call ourselves influencers.
But that's what it is now.
Well, if you're influencing
what-
someone, but
Is it?
I
on
rather
Instagram, that's what it is.
I'd
That's
rather
literally
be-
what it is.
Why can't they
that's-
just be content creators?
I just
Well,
want to
that-
be an
I think
entertainer.
Is that not
say-
an
I think they say
official?
that.
I know, but is that not
I
an
wanna be
official
a
enough name for people anymore? You have to have a
da-da-da-da-da.
job description. I'm an influencer.
That's what they do, dude. It's new.
that's just-
Sorry, young kid.
But
Young
anyways,
kid.
so the one
You just basically. Sorry.
Sarah, who I don't really care for that much, but I was following her for like a giveaway or something.
Ariel.
She
That's how old.
she posted like a screenshot of Red and was like, "Oh my gosh, I got to turn this off 15 minutes in." And I was like, "Oh wait," I was all excited because it was just me and Remy because Wyatt was sleeping and Brian was at work. I was like, "Remy, turning Red's on Disney Plus." Like, I'm not even thinking about like why she had to turn it off. I was just like, "Oh cool, like let's watch."
This movie was horrible. I seen this scene. You're like, guys, we need to watch this.
Because Remy's been she liked
Dude, the trailer is fucking awesome.
where she's doing she's singing. Remy will do that. I can't do it, but they're walking down the street.
Yeah.
Whatever, she's
Yeah.
beatboxing.
Beatboxing.
And
Boots and
so
cats
Remy,
and boots and cats, boots and cats and
That's when you
boots
ask
and
Siri,
cats.
right?
Huh?
On your phone. If
What?
you ask Siri to beatbox, that's what she says.
Oh.
Boots and cats and boots
Yeah.
and
Oh.
cats. Boots
But anyways, so Remy was excited, so I was like, "All right, like let's watch it." And I start watching it, and I'm like, I'm wondering, like, what? Why did you have to turn it off? I thought it was like because it was horrible or whatever, and it's come to find out, I'm like, she turned it off because the girl is getting her period,
Yeah.
and
It turned to this huge thing of, we're not at the question part. It turned to this
I want
huge
to know
thing
what
of,
a period is, though.
oh,
immenses.
it comes out of your belly button.
Oh, is that how you get pregnant? Through the belly button?
Mhm.
All right, let me find a girl
And
that
then when you're
also
born-
believes that.
when you're-
Not anybody else that knows that that's
When
not
you're
true.
born, the doctor pulls you out and they ask, how far do you want your wiener to be?
That's the umbilical cord is where
well,
you're
that's
connected
what's
to
crazy.
your mother.
It's like, how deep are these people's belly buttons?
Let's get back.
What happens when you're an Audi?
Let's get back.
You don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Wait.
Oh my God, my wife's broken.
Wait. Are you telling me that there's enough people to believe this? Where it's like a couple thousand people, and none of them are Audis.
Who knows?
None of them are
Probably
like.
not.
Why does mine look different than yours? And if we get painted the belly button, why do
We're
men
at-
have belly buttons?
If they're
too?
asking these questions, they're already
they're-
fucked. They're
they're-
looking at each other's
That's
dick and
that was
vaginas
one of
going
the-
like, but yeah, that's the whole thing. So people are like blasphemy over it. And the crazy thing is the trailer gave no indication that this was about. But here's my thing.
Really.
Even though it
Have you
said
seen
turning red.
I know.
I thought it was a cute play on turning into a red panda.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's not really about.
But
But if you've seen it. It is about her getting
The
her
thing
period.
is, if you're an adult who can think, and that's why I told him, if
Number-
you're an adult who can think and process things, you will see it that way. I saw it that way, you saw it that way, he saw it that way, right?
Okay,
A child is not going to see it that way.
Here's how I
So I
saw-
turned on my child brain for the movie, and I watched
That's
the
what
movie all the way through.
That's what I was saying. No,
But-
kids aren't gonna know.
But I saw more of hormones.
13-year-old kids with
I saw
relevant.
more.
Puberty.
I saw more puberty movie.
And that's
Yeah, but like
The idea of when I'm sorry,
13-year-olds are going to go see the Batman, bro. They just,
we
They just wanna get wet.
How old is she? 13? Like
in the movie.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think
so.
so.
Well, the idea when she draws the guy,
She's all
I-
hot
then
and heavy.
she gets underneath the bed and it's like,
She's like sweating.
yeah, like I'm sorry, we've all had points in our life. Probably you had to have a time where you
I
like
never
drew
drew-
a boob and you're like, yeah.
no,
yeah.
I was born in the internet age. I just had a phone.
I've
right?
never.
Okay, that's a similar
I didn't have
thing.
to draw a boob to get boobage.
But it's
But
it's-
that was set. It was.
I think
forget
it's
what the year
adorable.
was.
It's
It
at the
was-
moment
what
of
was it
her
about?
like, oh yeah, it was like
Because the first picture
2012,
shows
I think.
1994, and then it shows her, and it's not that much.
I think it's 2012 or 2000 because it's been like
It's
10 years after.
2002.
Is it?
That's what they say at
I
the
think-
end of the
I think
movie.
it's what
So
it
it's
was.
20 years later when they're
Yes, this movie has a lot of old ass references.
because she's
in it.
not old when she's the panda again.
Yeah.
What?
So I don't.
She's old
in the
at one
future.
point? There's a future scene.
No, it's not
I thought there is a
scene.
future
It's
scene.
not future. It's just she's living her life as a panda. It's not like future.
I thought it was
It's
like
just-
20 years later.
I
or
watched the whole
something.
fucking movie. Is there,
Or it's a year
is there an
later.
I
after
think-
credit scene?
No.
Yeah, she's an old ass panda.
Is there an after credit scene?
No.
Then I watched the whole
No.
movie and I have no idea what the fuck you're
No,
talking
he's just
about.
meaning the part at the end where she's dressed. She's the panda, not dressed. She's the
Oh,
panda.
when she runs off as like,
But it
is she
says-
and she has a little
karaoke?
bit of ears.
It says something years
oh,
later.
That made me hurt so bad. I was like, dude, you just opened up a whole can of the internet that you shouldn't have.
Oh, like furry stuff.
Yep. That is the real.
I mean that might be something.
Level of offensive stuff in the movie. First level is Toronto, Canada. Second level is furry shit. Third level is maybe the period
Puberty.
thing.
I wouldn't.
But,
like I said,
I don't know.
there's only the one scene of her running with the pads that made me go,
No.
oh.
I'm
So
not a
there-
woman and
there's
I don't know what a
the-
period is, so it grosses me out.
The scene when she's in the bathroom, the mom brings like all the toiletries.
Dude, that lady was prepped.
And
She
then-
bought that shit like 14 years
but
earlier.
okay, the point is, she never warned her or talked to her about it.
Yeah.
So that's where this kind of comes in, like parents shield their kids from something that's natural.
But see, but with kids don't pick up
Wouldn't
on
you
that.
wanna
Adults
no.
would.
That, but I'm saying this kind of like makes you think like, wow, like why are these parents freaking out over it when the point of the story is like she gets upset at her parents crying and saying, you knew that this was going to happen to me? Like she says that. She,
And to be honest, this happens in many stories, but it's funny that this is the way this is handled. You know, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of things that are like, you know, you're going
are
to
you
become
doing?
putting my shoes back on. Normally when I do the podcast, I always get comfy. I'm getting cold right now. But it's tons of movies where it's like, yeah, you're cursed or whatever, you know, or whatever, some dumb thing. But this one was really like blatant, like almost like you're gonna have puberty someday. We all get to talk, or you know, you start.
or you don't get the talk, and she gets surprised
She's
and wakes up as a
smelly and furry.
And she
She's growing
wakes up
hair
as a-
in weird places.
Yeah.
everywhere.
That's what yes, but children are not gonna understand that.
Can we talk about how
So
cool,
why does it matter?
how cool her friends are? Except for
No, her friends are
her
the
little, the
fucking
little, the
worst.
little chubby one, like
It's
Korean
so
girl?
annoying.
Yeah.
There's Priya, the Indian
She's
girl.
like,
That's what I'm telling you. It's just like this multicultural haven, and I'm like, I don't know. You laid on a little thick, Disney.
but the problem is, like, is this okay? That's the whole thing. Is it okay to have this to educate? Because like I said,
it's not about it being okay. It's you have the discretion to show your kids what you want them to show.
Right.
As much as it offends you or me that someone doesn't want to teach their kids about puberty or about where the dick
okay.
goes and it goes into the vagina and then babies are made, right? Just because but that's their fucking choice. It's as awful as that
right,
sounds.
but
There's no argument.
Should
to
the
that.
studio think about these things before doing?
Why? No, because it's not up to the studio's discretion. The studio's going to put out whatever movie it thinks is going to get the most money, right? Even, like, I guarantee that this movie has a deeper meaning and all this extra stuff, and it's made by all women.
Well,
I guarantee there are boxes that had to be checked in order for corporate to allow this
like I
movie
said,
to even exist.
There's like
right?
I like reference to you guys. The Inside Out is used so much. They say with working with children.
Yes, but they had
for mental illness and
but this doesn't
emotions.
teach you anything about puberty. It just
But
gets
no,
you,
but it's something that you can use with your daughter or
To talk
son
about.
to sit down and be like,
sure, right?
just like how institutes
First
have
off,
used. Inside
how
Out.
are you going to get a 13-year-old boy to sit down and watch this movie?
I'm saying a
My
13-year-old
son's
boy
9
should
and
have
loved
already
watching
known.
it.
yeah, but you're not teaching him about periods.
But he already
the
knows
fucking
about
movie.
a period.
Yeah, my
he already
son.
knows
And also,
about a
yeah,
period.
and you're open about that shit. But that's your parenting, right? The people can make whatever movie they want. Just pick and choose as a fucking parent, right?
Well, I
But
mean,
now we have the internet,
So?
everybody complains and has a voice.
yeah. So and we
or,
just
like,
let them
I-
complain.
I mean, I guess, yeah, like everybody can do what they want, but I was just more dumbfounded, like, because the people that have kids that are under 5, let them watch the movie. They're not even going to understand what's happening.
yeah, and like
That's what I was like weirded out. And then I'm like, the kids that are going to understand, why are you shielding it from them?
but does your kid want to watch Turning Red because they were exposed to it, or did you share it to them, right? Like for kids under a certain age, under the age of like 5, right? They don't have any concept of advertising or anything. Usually they're not going to see
I mean,
something.
my daughter's 4 and
But-
she wanted to watch it.
But did she see something for it, or did you be like, hey, there's
No,
a
she
new?
saw trailers.
She saw the
Okay.
trailer.
yeah,
That's the
we were
thing?
we were in the movies.
That's how they get you.
Well, you got to think
But kids
too.
went-
Look at things like Teletubbies. We don't give a fuck about them, but kids, the colors, everything, they watch it.
Yes. They're
I
just
mean-
whatever you put in front of them for the most
Tanky
part.
wanky.
That's so funny. I was listening to a comedian talk about the day. He's like, just lights and colors, and that's good enough. And they think it's the greatest thing, and that's fine. Let them do that, right?
Nowadays, iPhones and iPads babysit kids. I mean, it's the way it is.
I mean, we've given people a opening for them to fucking complain, right?
Well,
We've given them Twitter and Instagram.
And like I said,
right?
Luca,
so people are gonna complain.
With Luca, I watched that while I was in there too. It was an okay movie. It wasn't that great.
Wyatt loves it.
Does he?
Yeah.
And it was
I like it because it's about a moped.
I do like that at the end. It was a cool part. The trans community related to it hardcore because it was about someone not comfortable in their skin, wanted to be someone else. And it's like, to me, I'm reading about, I'm like, that's cool.
See, I didn't catch that.
See, but look
at
at, okay, so that's what I said.
either.
You probably didn't read my research.
I
But,
did.
Oh, but then if you notice,
bit.
but see, the thing is,
Is it research or is it articles you pulled off the
articles.
internet?
That's research.
That's not research.
Are they,
for
are they
movie-
peer reviewed?
for movies
They're
and
not.
TVs.
5 years
Yes, it is.
old.
So, but the thing is, though, that's cool that they saw that and they felt that way. But the director straight up and came out, wasn't like, oh, this is interpretation. It was like, no, this has nothing to do with LGBTQ.
He said he wasn't even thinking that way. It's just
Wait.
kids being kids. They're not even thinking about boyfriend,
He was-
girlfriend, or
I
anything
wrote
like
it as
that.
two best friends story.
They're just
So, but
yeah.
how they viewed it, that community viewed it, it was something very positive, something to maybe show their kids, or whatever.
Well, and
So-
a lot of people viewed it as homosexual too. Besides
Yeah.
just being trans, they just
But-
thought those two.
Counterpoint here is my biggest thing I told him about this.
Declan was talking about this.
Can't young boys, and this happens all the time, can't young boys just be friends? Can't boys in general just be intimate without people assuming that they are gay?
Well, that
happens so many times in
But
media where
it's-
there's young guys that are even friends.
But look, I'll give you examples. We live in a world where people think it's like, ooh, gay, don't touch me. I am openly to hug you,
I don't want you to hug me.
Donnie,
You're gross and
Donnie,
sweaty.
everybody, and everyone's so like, ugh, that's so weird. To me, I was raised in a household where we were loving. We all loved each other and stuff.
Yeah, we don't love you, Ernie. We barely tolerate
Regardless,
you.
or
guy,
that whole no homo thing started.
yeah, and guys, especially guys,
But
are,
it's like young boys don't have a concept of that, right?
Yeah,
So if
they
we don't let them if we don't give them that stigma, right, of being like, oh, that means you're gay. That means, oh my God,
Yeah.
it's a young gay boy, right?
other
Just
kids
let
see
people
that.
be friends, right? It's like they have why can't it just be a completely platonic relationship between three kids, like two boys and one girl?
I won't
right?
lie. The
Nobody's
story's,
gonna have
the story
romance.
about them being like whatever they are is kind of not the main point for me. The point is about the friendship.
the moped.
No, because it is sad at the end when he's on the train. Oh my, it sucks to think about. And he's running, and next to him, it's sad because that's your best friend, And he's traveling the world, and he did it for him.
Let me tell you something about my best friend, Ernie.
Shut the fuck up.
He's a warm heart.
Loves it till the end. But yeah, so I mean, that's the thing is like what fucked up everything is social media and the internet. Okay.
Mind blown.
You ready for a rant, Ernie?
Like
I could literally
Crystal,
talk about that for
I don't know if Crystal will talk to you about it. My wife, they were at Rocket Jump, whatever the place is.
Oh,
And she was with one of our friends and their kids, and someone told our friend's kid, you could go on Pornhub and see penises. Why, number one, would a kid have that on his mind? Number two, people could be like, oh, that kid's a gay kid. Or,
Oh, wait, what?
well, because he's looking at penises and he's a boy.
Yeah, but
Or he could just be going like, I'm interested what penises are or whatever. But having access to that, and either your parents are not watching it, either your dad's leaving it open, mom's leaving it open, uncle's leaving it open, who
or
knows?
other friends.
Right. So we live in a time where people can sit there and automatically assume things, and then you're pushing onto another kid that freaked out. That my friend's son freaked out.
Oh
She freaked
my.
out. She had to go back into the place and was like, whoa, who said it? And they
Which
talked.
one of
They
you
talked, and I
motherfuckers?
actually felt bad because they said the kid was crying and the
He's probably embarrassed.
yeah, and then the mom had to be like, sorry, we don't know what the fuck he's talking about. And then it's like, you better clear your fucking internet history when you get home. But it's that's the thing is like with the Luca thing is like people could be like, yeah, they're gay, and then all of a sudden a kid's got an idea of two people being affectionate to each other, hugging or whatever is gay. But
that's what I said.
yes, and I'm explaining an example, but like my thing is though, we have to be. I mean, you're not a parent, so it's a little different, but that's good that you have a different outlook than us two. We have to live in a society where we let our kids know.
Oh, you live in a society,
a
Ernie?
society.
You said doing dances on the steps.
I haven't seen The Joker. I'm sure you have.
I'm the Joker, baby.
I added that into the podcast.
Did
You
you?
gotta watch
Yes.
But we want to, at least I think Jasmine does, live in a world where our kids understand what gay is and what trans is. And to
Well,
not,
I told you about the
Belly button sex only for my kids. Nope, none of that.
Declan Jr., come over here. I'm going to tell you something. When you're fucking a girl, right? Pull up her shirt.
Dude,
check out that belly button.
That's what I would do. I'd tell my kids.
No, it's probably
Mostly the truth, but
a dad
occasionally tell them
telling
lies.
his daughter because
Yeah.
he doesn't want her to get.
If I had a daughter, I'd probably tell her that too. But like, yeah, it's only works through the belly button. I don't know. It's fucking weird.
That
Well,
just still
I don't
seems
even think you
painful.
even want anything.
We're talking about before we get back what we're saying, but when you push on it, you have a weird feeling.
Yes, it's
And that's
there's a
what they're
little
saying
bit
that-
left in there.
They were saying that if you don't know what like it's supposed to feel like, you would think, oh, I'm supposed to feel
Oh,
that.
you would just be a fucking moron.
That-
No, yeah.
You're gonna
yeah.
offend people.
Whatever higher being or evolutionary force decided to make sex unpleasant on purpose.
a lot of people think that.
Yeah, those people are fucking stupid.
And you're talking about Remy was watching. what was
Oh,
it?
it's Dino Ranchers.
So you gotta watch Land Before Time. That's the good
No,
shit.
I think it's on. I think it's Disney.
I know cartoons, but actually, I'm out of the loop of.
Yeah,
like
'cause
I was
now-
blown away when she showed me Bluey, and I've told these guys
Oh,
on the
Bluey is
podcast.
so cute.
Bluey's fucking hilarious.
So-
I don't know what that is.
That's why she-
I don't-
that's
I
why
would.
today-
I would never
Conversation.
unless Remy's the one that played it at
That's
my
why
mom's.
But I don't. You said you talked about it on the podcast. I don't remember this
I
conversation.
think when me and Lucas were talking about kid shows, and we're talking about he hates fucking Caillou.
Oh, I probably like fucking.
Well, do kids even watch Caillou anymore?
No, you
Yeah.
blanked out.
I'm Caillou.
Caillou's a little asshole.
He is.
And Peppa Pig, we talk about her being a bitch. The phone
With
owner,
the-
she's like,
"Can you whistle?" She goes like this. She whistles, and then she's like,
You
"Click."
can't. My favorite one is when her dad drops the keys through a grate. She's like, "Daddy, you can't get it because you're too fat." And it's like, damn.
No, that show's funny because of the things that they say.
I don't
I think
know.
it's 'cause
Do they
they're
mean-
English.
Do they mean to be funny?
No, I think they're just
The
like,
worst show I've
raunchy.
ever seen in my entire life is Sid the Science Kid.
I don't think I ever watched that.
Oh,
Lazy
PBS
Town. Lazy
was-
Town for me.
PBS was good for a while, and then
That's with the guy in the blue, where he like
Spartacus?
Spartacus.
Sporticus.
Sporticus.
is this really the
Sporticus.
second
two
two times we're gonna talk
two
about?
two podcasts in a row we've talked about Lazy Town because we talked
I
about
thought that
I forgot
show was
why
so annoying.
because the rubber
Three,
people, the
two,
puppets.
one.
Oh, we're talking about Robbie Ryan because he heck like
Hey,
Robbie
Ron.
Ryan.
The guy's a
Robbie
legend.
Ryan.
The weird.
Oh,
He died of
yeah,
he died of cancer, but he raised a bunch of money for. He like did a reunion because it's like the
This
big.
dude follows him. Big.
That
big-
guy, the real guy.
Robbie Ryan.
The guy who plays Robbie
No,
Ryan.
no, the villain.
There's a specific scene that was
Why?
that like
Charity for everybody.
the internet fell in love with, right? And it's him and like three sort of duplicates of him singing a whole song called "We Are Number One." And
I guess it's a meme.
this.
Oh.
A meme.
Robbie Rotten had gone terminal cancer, so he had a big reunion with those guys. They did a huge live stream. Just a bunch of people on the internet donated a bunch of money for cancer research and stuff like that. And it was good times for all. So he's a legend.
No one's lazy in Lazy Town. He
He's
proved
the
it.
only good one.
But yeah, I don't know what that show is you're talking
Oh,
about.
Dino Rancher. I don't honestly.
What's? I mean,
They're-
I was a dino kid.
They're
but
like
what is-
cowboys.
But what is kids' fascination with dinosaurs, though?
It always has.
I know that.
Is it just big lizards, though? Like, why?
I
though?
don't know.
What's the
They just all-
subconscious
I'm,
part
I'm
of the
pretty
brain?
You tell me, Mr. Jurassic Park book that they ruined the movies
They
and all this
did.
bullshit.
Well, the
I
first movie's
love
good.
those.
The second movie sucks, and the third movie is okay scenes, only because it has the terrarium scene, which is like the best scene in the book. It's like the scariest scene in the whole book.
Then you dropped off Chris Pratt.
Those movies kind of suck. It sucked when they started getting to the genetically super weapon used for the military.
It's like Fast and
We're
Furious.
gonna use
but
dinosaurs. 'cause
I
like
I still watch the Fast and Furious. I still watch Jurassic
I
Park.
do.
if we could bring back dinosaurs, literally nobody in the military is that stupid. We don't use dogs.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm 100% sure because there's a difference with the military-industrial complex. What's more important than badass dinosaurs with guns is money, and those don't make money and are not efficient to use.
People,
right?
you want to watch a T-Rex kill someone?
That's not the military. No, I'm talking about like using a pack of velociraptors to hunt down Al Qaeda in the mountains of fucking.
Dude, they totally fucking would.
No, they wouldn't.
Just like they use
Prove to me.
dogs to sniff out bombs and shit.
No,
That's
do you know,
way
Do you know why
different.
they wouldn't? Because that's not how you keep population down.
Yeah,
They need to send people.
yeah, and they create viruses in order to kill millions of people. And
population
Welcome to
control.
conspiracy talk.
They put fucking chemicals in the sky with the
Hey, don't talk about my mom. All right?
Don't talk about my mom's, yo.
But you were telling me about the episode.
Yeah, so it was an episode about adoption. I didn't watch from the beginning, but then I looked it up later because I wanted to confirm what I was watching.
Did I just see what I saw?
I was impressed, but I'm also thinking dang, there's gonna be some parents that are pissed off about this.
Well, tell the story. I'm gonna look up if there's outrage of it. What's it called?
Dino Ranchers, and it's
I'm gonna write parents upset Dino Ranchers.
That's the kind of ranch I want to have with my Dino Nuggets. I want some Dino Ranchers with my Dino Nuggets.
ranch.
They got a McDonald's Ranchers
I want
brand Dino Nugget.
ranch and barbecue. Anyways, so they learn about adoption, I guess, in the beginning of the show. I didn't watch that part. The part that I watched was that the kids, the ranchers, are trying to get an egg for the 2 dino daddies. And they're 2 T-Rex.
What channel is this?
I think it's Disney. I think it's Disney Junior.
Yeah, this is Disney
There's-
trying to manipulate your kids.
See, that's what parents are going to say.
Trying to turn kids gay.
Yeah. So these 2 T-Rex they're boy T-Rex because they kept calling them
Yeah.
daddies. And they show them rubbing
What's
their...
up, Daddy? Hey, Daddy. Zaddy.
They keep showing them rub their heads together and there's hearts in the sky around them.
How do 2 male dinosaurs have sex?
Well, and
Is
so
that covered? Do they go into explicit detail about that?
No, they don't.
Well, the dominant daddy dinosaur gets on
Top
top of
and
the
bottom.
submissive
No.
daddy dinosaur.
All that they're caring about is that these 2 daddies love each other, but they can't.
But how do we know these 2 dad dinosaurs are equipped enough to raise a child? They are dinosaurs, which are carnivorous
It's
animals.
not a child. They're giving them an egg.
Yeah, but
That was a spike.
I know. I heard that.
I just think it's a weird
It's the number 1
analogy.
cable preschool series though right now.
Let me see what it looks like. Yeah.
but
see
they
it.
they get an egg and give
It looks
to-
actually pretty fucking adorable. I ain't gonna
They
lie
give
to you.
it the egg
Ugh,
to
I
the
hate this
daddies.
animation style though. It's just I get it. It's just they don't make kids TV shows like they used to.
They don't draw
don't-
with pencils and the
Yeah,
color and
they don't.
No, and every
use
character has
graphics.
big head with little bodies.
Mm-hmm.
That's like
fucking pops.
Spidey and Friends.
It,
all
you know
have
what it looks
bodies
like? It's
that.
looked like made by the exact same people that make Paw Patrol, but because
Yeah.
Paw
It
Patrol
looks
got
like was it
got canceled.
the vegetable one?
Paw Patrol. got
Veggie
canceled.
Tales.
Yeah.
It does
VeggieTales
not.
would not agree with this because VeggieTales Christian. They don't believe in dinosaurs.
Super religious.
Is it?
Dude, I
Yeah.
love VeggieTales though. I fuck with some VeggieTales. There's some good.
I never
ones.
watched it because it was super religious.
Just
in
keep
the hospital at
walking and
It was
4
on
in the
there?
morning.
Keep
I couldn't find nothing to
walking.
watch, and I was wondering if my neighbor on the other side does he realize I'm watching VeggieTales at 4 in the morning, waiting for my wife. I'm going 3
What
more
a
hours until
weirdo.
she comes home, but I didn't know what to put on. Nothing was on at
Dude,
4 in the
that
morning.
sounds something you do when you're like stoned out of your mind. You're like,
Let's watch some VeggieTales. Maybe I'll start eating.
no,
some
you turn the
veggies.
TV on and it's VeggieTales, and you're just too lazy to switch it off.
Is that what the point of VeggieTales was, to get kids to believe in God and eat their vegetables?
I don't know because you
No,
shouldn't want to eat the kid or
I know
the
you wouldn't
creatures.
want to eat the
thing
characters,
is, I think you can teach a biblical message without being Christian because the Bible has a lot of,
Wrestling did. Kane and Undertaker.
but wrestling has a lot of.
right? Yeah, but
Wrestling.
The Bible has a lot of stories that can be used for moral examples outside of the Christian image, right?
Yeah.
Like, just don't be greedy, don't be,
Just
you know,
be a good
help your
person.
neighbor. We don't. They don't have to go into the whole lynching people. Like VeggieTales doesn't talk about, you know, eradicating Jews or.
I'm shocked. There's nothing bad about.
I mean, there's probably
It's called Dino Ranchers, right?
It's all these
Yeah.
fucking
Dino
liberal.
Ranch, I
It's all these
guess.
fucking liberals with their kids.
it's called Dino.
What
Ranch.
did your
I thought it was
master say?
Dino
He said,
Ranch.
"Destroy the
It said
child."
Dino Ranch in quotes. I don't know.
Destroy the child.
The only thing I see is Reddit has a thing. The first gay dinosaur couple. I think it's funny
Oh
how
my
this,
god! The
how
first
it's-
gay celebrity dinosaur couple.
Well, how they wrote it. It seems like this was back written during Fred
See,
Flintstone
it's-
days. Like ding, newspaper spinning. Like the first gay dinosaur couple.
I saw a tweet about.
You said Fred Flintstone.
Or the
You mean
Flintstone.
like they're carving it? You're doing like the
Newspaper. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot. That's not how they do
they're doing,
newspapers.
Oh god damn it!
Well, real quick, I brought up Flintstones when I was at my
What is Flintstones
at my
gay now?
doctor thing, and I was talking about eating meat or something. Well, look at the Flint. I go when you're because they're saying like I go
Can I
everyone's
get a brontosaurus?
everyone's telling me here like I shouldn't be eating, but what about the freaking caveman and stuff? They ate meat. I go and then they're like, oh, not really. It was a luxury. And then I'm like, look at Fred Flintstone. He had whatever. They're like, hey, he had a robot butler, and I'm like.
That's the Jetsons.
That's the Jetsons.
You should have been like,
And I'm already like, I'm appalled. This conversation's over.
and they don't even have a butler; they have a maid.
Whatever.
No, that's what.
Yeah, I know.
Maid.
Regardless, I was gone. It was over. But regardless, Remy was exposed to that. But it's not like your kid freaked out and was
Remy-
like,
No, well, we had already.
Is Remy gay now?
Yeah, that's the point. It's like that doesn't mean that it's gonna. So back to Turning Red. When I was talking to another mom about it, she was saying how, well, I just don't feel like my 3 and 5-year-olds should watch it, and I'm like, but they're not going to understand. Her point was, I don't want them to think about being boy crazy and about sneaking out because she sneaks out to go to the party. But I'm like, that's not going to encourage. I'm like, so I gave the example of
Drinking all
me,
this soda.
me and Sophia, right? Both love Disney movies, and
you're a horrible child.
I was a horrible child.
And Sophia wasn't.
I know, not even just that. Like I've always liked boys, always had boyfriends. Lost my
She's a whore.
lost my
I've
my
always
virginity.
liked boys, not men. Boys.
I'm just saying it started at kindergarten.
Yeah,
and I don't
Jasmine
think
was pretty bad.
I always had boyfriends, like, and then
She always liked boys and stuff like
I
that.
remember you sitting like outside one time.
There wasn't
I was,
a period
like,
in your life where you
in the
liked
sixth-
women?
No.
You just like go back and forth.
Hold
out of
on,
nowhere.
a memory's coming up. That
No.
hurt.
I remember, I don't know why you were there, but I was on the phone with a boy in the 6th grade, and you like sat out there, just like, which is funny.
With
you're
a shotgun?
You're not even the older brother that cared, but for some reason no, I'm meaning as
Emilio cares more than you is what
Not-
she's saying.
I mean, Emilio was
was
more
a
of a-
better brother.
no, he was more of like
He was a worse
my anger
brother.
builds up over time. His anger is instant.
Emilio is more like, who's your boyfriend? Like cared more like that. Like you were more like how Jacob is to Sophia. He's like, I don't care about what she's doing. But anyways, I was saying I had a boyfriend all of high school, having sex all that whole time. And do I blame it on Disney? No.
You
and then
should.
and then Sophia
Fucking
was,
Cinderella.
This is how they get you, bro. They
Sophia was
brainwashed
the
you.
exact same way. She not that way. She loved Disney movies, watched all the same Disney movies I watch. And
Well,
was
it's not even Disney movies.
It's anything.
They could say
But-
it's different
but it's
TV shows.
What Disney movies and what TV shows were you and I know I'm playing devil's advocate, okay?
I'm just saying, I don't think.
But were you exposed to the same content? Can you make that statement? Because they weren't making movies about being gay when we were younger. Not like.
But I know, but that's my point. I was watching, Snow White,
Yeah, but
Aladdin, and stuff like that, and that made I was boy
Yeah.
crazy, and
there's the clear outside other things that could affect your child, right? That's other than just the movies, right? But the thing.
that's what I'm saying. You can't just blame the movie, and I feel like your 3 and 5-year-old is not gonna. It's not. They're not gonna get. I mean, I don't feel like they're gonna get encouraged by turning red.
Well, it's like what I tell you what Trevor Noah said. When Trevor Noah was a commercial part, hyping up Daily Show, where he talks about how people don't want. And I talked to you about this. I think it's okay to be taught about gay people in school, and then he's like, a lot of people fear the like.
Oh my God, you're gonna come back gay.
What if my son turns gay because learning about it? He's like, he goes, there's no one that took French class. He goes, Mom, I think
So- But nobody's taking. First off, nobody's taking gay class, right?
Right,
Kids
but that's
aren't
what they
taking
look at it
gay
as.
class.
They look at it as they're getting
I know.
taught about gay, and that can make them become gay. How many super religious groups think if they're exposed to gay things, they're going to become gay?
Yes,
just like they can
there-
turn them
no one's
off from
denying-
they think
no
that they
one's
can make them not gay.
not gay.
There is a whole episode on
Yes.
Shameless about that.
There's no one's denying that. I'm gonna say something. I might want you to cut it. You're gonna have to give me a day or two to think about it. But
No, now I'm keeping it.
no, seriously, because I just don't know how it's gonna come across. The biggest thing is if we have to teach young kids about being gay and about racism and stuff like that, are we conceding to the fact that by design we are bigoted people? Right? Because if we lived in a world where nobody judged anybody about being gay, we wouldn't have to have TV shows about being gay. Like, we were truly good people and we didn't discriminate based on things. We wouldn't have
But
to teach.
the problem is we don't have perfect people around us all the time.
Yes. So then the ethical dilemma is it the fucking corporation's responsibility to teach that to people?
I think its creators maybe think that they should.
Yeah, is that taking some of the consent out of the whole thing?
I think the corporations care about just the money being made, but the creators, I know,
but that's what I'm saying. Is there some of the consent that's being taken out of that, right? Like, you get to impose your will on someone else's child. Not directly, and I know that's stretching it, of course, and it's making it sound worse than it is, but...
It's also...
Well, I guess that's why there are the parents that are like, well, I feel that it's not appropriate for my kids. Which it's like, I get it, but I'm also just like...
It's also,
but like, we wouldn't need that, right? If everybody who didn't agree with that kind of content knew it, then that content wouldn't even be made, because all the kids that already know that, they don't even need to be introduced into it, because they're just going to grow up in an environment where their parents are going to teach them, right?
Yeah.
But somehow,
but it's the whole nature versus nurture kind of thing.
But that's what I'm saying. Is the nurture supposed to come from your parents? Or is it also supposed to come and I'm not just saying from
everything else.
I know, but not just from your life experiences and all this kind of stuff, but specifically from this new era of the media we live in. And I'm not talking about like the news media. I'm talking about media consumption in general. Kids are getting exposed to it at a younger age. Kids are becoming aware of all these different things at a younger age, and this is the unavoidable fact, right? Because we were all kids once. We all were rebellious, right? And you can be rebellious in infinitely more ways now.
I just think, if anything, you could maybe use it as an assist to help you, maybe. But again, maybe you don't need it. Maybe
that's what I'm saying, though. Is if we
maybe I could just watch a movie about gay people and not worry about my kid worried about or him turning gay or whatever. Just watch it.
Like,
that's not the argument, though. The argument is that we're conceding that kids by default are, because if you are a parent that does not hate people. And I know you're both parents that don't hate people that are gay. I get that. I'm just saying, I'm talking to the audience here. If you're a parent that doesn't give a shit that anybody's gay, right? You have no reason to show your kid there would be no reason for this content to exist. It's not for you, because your kids are going to be already aware of this stuff long before they need the TV to teach it. But if it's like kids that are just getting stuck in front of the TV because their parents are ignoring them, is it really okay for like the state to be teaching people basically brainwashing, right? Because at that age, that's what it is, right? That's what media consumption is for children.
But that's because
it's that's why.
But it should just be normal. I think that's why it's like it should just be normal. So,
but isn't it your responsibility as a parent? I'm not, like I said, I'm a believer in free content. If it's something you want to make for an age demographic that you want to make it, and everybody signs off on it, or it just comes out, that's fine. Like, if it's something that's controversial, if it's not controversial, whatever. But I'm just saying, for this weird ethical argument that I don't feel like ever gets touched, because it immediately hops on the homophobia versus non-homophobia train, that we can't talk about what or like conspiracy conditioning, right? But there is real conditioning going on. There are real people that more and more people kids are depressed. It sounds worse. It sounds bad. I know it sounds bad.
I don't sound that bad. It's just devil's advocate, or your just opinion, which is fine.
I don't know. I've always had an issue.
But what I'm saying is, what are you saying to the parent about what? Okay, because what it sounds like to me is you're saying that if this was made for this reason and you already covered it, they don't need to watch it. That's what it sounds like to me.
If people that were against this kind of content were aware enough of it, like paid enough attention, this content wouldn't exist, because, like I said, nobody would watch it.
But I still think they would tell the story.
Just hear me out, okay? Throw your glasses on. Try to look smart. Try to focus. The parents that are good, that are going to teach their kids that everything is okay, they're going to teach them that, right? And we're talking about this content for learning purposes, not for entertainment purposes. We're talking specifically for learning purposes. We can connect it from whether.
So you're saying, like, whether in school when they teach you about sex?
Yes, like if somebody would put this on TV, or would you use this to show your kids something? If you're a parent that's aware of all this stuff, like my parents, right? I learned about all this stuff from them and from school, right? My parents weren't like, oh, we're just gonna give you all the information you need, right? You know, and most parents are like that. And none of my parents were never like, oh, if I ever detested gay people or anything. I never felt like if I was gay, I would be uncomfortable in that situation, right? So, like, I didn't need content like this to teach me how to treat people, right? Because, you know, most of the time, people's parents are good. But there are a percentage of parents that either don't pay attention to the content their kids watch that would be against this, and there are parents that are just, you know, not paying attention to what they watch at all, right? Whether they agree or not agree. So it's like almost this exists as a teaching material for the people that are unaware of it. It's like you're tricking somebody.
What I'm saying
right?
is, do you still think that if you don't need it for that reason, can you just watch it for the story?
That's what I'm saying, though. Is if you're going to go watch the story aspect,
because we're going to have a lot of
But if you want to talk about specifically about the story of this movie, the whole analogy is technically not relevant to the story. You could have told this story without it being a red panda, right? You could have told, and it would be the exact same story because it's just a typical
besides the beginning,
coming of age.
Besides
story,
the beginning part, it kind of goes away, but it's more about
everybody's willing to admit. Middle schoolers, 13-year-olds are rebellious. They're emotional. But the fact that it's blatant about it, that it's like, here's the pads. This first movie would be like that. Kids are gonna see ask, Mom, what's a pad, right? And like maybe you just don't want to answer that question in the middle of the fucking night.
And that's what parents are getting irritated about. But it shouldn't be that big of a deal
to you.
Right.
But you're employing your standards on someone else.
In general, something that's in the grocery store that's right there. That it's something that your mom, like if you have a mom in your life or whatever, it's something that they already do.
So like when a pad commercial comes on.
Yes. But are they on, do you watch are your pad commercials on, Nick Jr. or?
I don't think they're on Nick Jr.
That's what I'm saying.
They're on regular TV.
Yeah, but how,
You've never seen a pad commercial?
I was not. When I was young,
you never seen
hyper impression.
They put the water in it.
No, it's this. I was reading about that too. Like they put blue, to show how much it holds because it would be offensive
if they did red
to show that it was blood.
I mean, first off, there are just people that if it's implied blood at any point would get sick. So is it offensive or is it just like But is it just easier for the sake of easier, right? Does it really need to be red?
But you could be
is that some kind of if it's banned, it's banned and that sucks, right? Because then that's a staunch.
To be real, I don't want to see
that's
it.
A staunch.
I'm eating dinner right now while I'm watching Full House.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like.
Well, I don't think we really need commercials for them. Period.
If I see
period, no pun intended.
But they gotta they gotta sell their product and show you how.
But I don't need to see somebody
how a heavy flow.
I don't need somebody to see somebody.
I got a wide set
wipe up brown, they do the wipe test with toilet paper too. I don't need to see somebody wiping their ass.
Charmin.
Oh, look how well the Charmin works. All the chunks and the corn and all that.
I'm Charmin clean.
Yeah, there's it's so soft. All this shit.
I know how toilet paper works.
Yeah, but they try to sell you on how soft.
I know, and
I've had rough toilet paper.
Honestly, but it's not the commercials that make me choose the toilet paper though.
Anyways, I actually really, really, really like the movie. I didn't like the ending.
No, the movie's I was struggling because I was like, I don't want to give the movie too low a number because if I do, you'll hate me for it.
Well, I don't hate you. You get mad at me. You get mad at me for every.
5.
I liked it, but it's not like I need to go watch it again. No, I thought it was really cute, and
it's a 5 or 6.
I think the story is more about her just coming of age.
I don't see it more about. I don't see it about a little bit about puberty, but it's about breaking away.
And her mom and her relationship.
Crystal got hit really hard with that. Like her mom, she's like, that's my mom. Like she literally was kind of in tears talking about it.
But then you realize that the mom had dealt with it with the grandma.
Yeah, and that's what Crystal was saying. That's what her mom dealt with. So the Crystal was like, this was how I lived. My mom was on me like that. Everything I did wasn't perfect. I got yelled at, and she starts getting teary-eyed, telling me, I'm like, God damn, Pixar, you did it again. But no,
but see, the whole period thing was not even
relevant to the story.
But the thing was
the story's truly about legacies.
Well, and it's also about a lot of things though, because the friendship was really dope.
It's literally about what I said. It's literally about the part of you that is your parents and the part of you that isn't your parents.
But did you know it's funny you say that though? I don't really feel like I went so far away from being like mom, but I'm like mom now.
Your mom seems like an awesome, super nice lady. She's allowed me into her house and she's treated me with so much respect.
Wait, she has?
Yeah.
No.
I've been in the house.
You've been in the house, but not with my mom there.
Yeah.
So I sneak you in.
No. His mom thought I was living with him. What? You don't remember me telling me that? Because every time your mom for a while would come over to your house, I was there.
Well, it's there's Ian has lived with me for a while, and there's other friends I've I take in young boys.
No, I was raised. I was raised right.
I'm a big fan of Michael Jackson. I like slumber parties. That's all he did.
Nobody wants to have a slumber party.
No, Ernie just likes to stay. You're like dad. You're literally like, Dad, stay up late talking, hanging out. And Mom's like, go to bed.
Yeah.
Bringing it back to turning red.
You're doing my job. I usually have to wheel people back in.
Okay.
No, it's good.
No, I was just thinking, I was 10 years old when I got my period. So back to why, like,
Dude, me too.
why?
My ex-girlfriend helped you.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. We were at the apartment.
Get her period?
No,
Yeah. She walked up and was like, injection.
No,
I'm a woman now.
I can feel
literally 10 years old. Can you imagine a 10-year-old? So that's what I'm saying. Imagine if mom didn't talk to me about a period, or I didn't know about it, or whatever. It was like shunned, and then
Hey, Jasmine. It's coming.
Yeah, but
and then I get my period, and in the situation I was in, my mom wasn't home. I was at my dad's house. My dad wasn't even home.
so you were just bleeding?
I went to the bathroom, and I had blood, and I had to come out and tell
Blood.
Ernie and his girlfriend, and like, okay, so if I was 10, you were 17.
Honey, don't worry about it. That's
You
what
were
I
like
imagine
17
she said.
17 or
Am I
18.
7 years older than you?
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause
God,
you're
37, so you're 30?
Yeah, I
Okay.
turned 30 this year. You'll turn 38 this year.
You guys are fucking old.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here, kid.
Yeah,
Giving
so-
us little rants and speeches,
Don't
pounding
worry,
your
I'm gonna
fist.
die 3 years from now, so it's not a big deal.
It's cool. We don't do
Calling my
drugs.
shot.
Okay.
We don't do cocaine. We're okay over here.
But anyways, I was saying in that situation, I was with you and her. We won't name her.
I said her name. She ain't gonna watch this shit.
I just don't say her name.
Okay. You think she's fucking
my name,
Beetlejuice?
say my name when
Don't
no
do it
one
one
is
more-
around you.
One more time. She's like here. Like,
No,
How weird would that
shut
be?
up. You're just some Michael Keaton, bro.
I'd be impressed. I wouldn't even be mad.
Oh, we had to go drive to mom's house because I had pads at mom's house.
No.
I guess we could have gone to the store, but we went to mom's
I didn't
house.
know if she helped you like put toilet paper or like here you need something.
I think maybe. We probably did because
She helped stuff it up there.
stuff it up
way
there.
up there, Morty.
Way, I'm gonna just stick that way up there,
You sound more like Macho Man
I
than
know.
Morty.
brother. You got 3 minutes. 3 minutes till playtime.
You spiking.
Yeah, but we have 3 minutes of playtime. So
Yeah, but that's good. You learn. But anyways, I was just trying to say, it's weird because the movie really shifts into number one. I think.
Oh wait! Why I brought up about starting my period? Because then there was another time I had my period at Dad's house, and the bathtub was disgusting, but I had really bad cramps, so I got into the bathtub anyways, and that was my thought. It was like the bathtub was really.
All right,
dirty.
thanks for reminding us. We lived in dirty houses our whole life, or I did.
I'm just saying.
You got to stay with mom, live in the nice part of the neighborhood, and we lived on horrible apartments and gross houses.
I went
and-
back and forth.
Yeah, I lived there my whole life. So, but back to the movie. I actually really liked the movie, but like I said, I liked the friend group was dope. I liked how they were like all like a little like group, but I did like the little K-pop group. I thought I was gonna be more annoyed with them, but for them
They sang at the end.
at the end of the when they were singing at the end, I didn't think were they helping
I was-
the seance?
I was
so
literally
Amy's song
like-
could have been sung.
yeah, that's what he says.
I think it's.
he
'cause
says I
it's-
prefer. What does he
And
say?
can we say how dope the dad is in it though?
Oh, I love the dad.
Well,
that-
dads are always the best.
But he's just like so like supportive of the mom, but he's also so supportive of the dad. He's just a good
You don't ever
dad.
hear about the evil stepfather.
That's true.
It's because men are better than women. That's fact.
He
I say
doesn't
it
have a
all the time.
girlfriend. He-
What does Tupac say?
Fuck
Fuck-
you.
No.
Fuck you and the bitch you claim. What side will we
Motherfucker,
ride?
when we rock, we game.
What is
It's, just like.
Dear Mama?
I'm sorry, Ma.
No, like.
I don't know.
Eminem.
I'm sorry, mom.
Is that
That's cleaning-
Eminem?
Yeah,
Cleaning out my
I don't know.
closet.
Look at my sister even knows. Clean up
Tupac
the
and
closet.
Eminem are like the same person to me. I don't like
But what-
Tupac.
what-
Eminem would never.
And I
No,
don't know
Eminem
this
says like we came
Jesus
from a.
Christ.
We came
Oh,
from a.
you're talking about Tupac. We came from.
A land
It's in
down
Dear Mama,
under,
right?
I think so. I don't know.
Where women glow and men plunder.
It's
But-
basically just like
but-
you
Can't
need to
you hear
respect
that
your
thunder?
women.
But the thing
Yes,
is,
I truly believe that men are superior to women. That is a true thing that I actually factually believe.
and it's gonna
You
freeze
wouldn't
frame.
exist without a woman.
I'm being hyperbolic. I'm not
Well, have
telling
you-
the truth.
have you heard-
I'm lying.
have
I
you-
was literally
ha-
raised by a strong female. My mom is Mrs.
She's a bodybuilder,
Dude, my dad was like, yeah, your mom didn't want kids. And I was like, what? I was like, when I met your
Your mom
mom.
didn't want you.
He's like, when I met your mom,
This is
she
why mom
said,
doesn't
she
love
laid out
you.
things. She's like, I'm an atheist. That's not true. I'm a vegetarian. That's not true. And I don't want to have kids. That's not true. So everybody could change, but my mom was Mrs. Staunch fucking liberal women's
Is it
study.
Keep your head up? No.
Gotta keep your head up. Oh,
Not that song
you
either.
can let your head
You're really
down.
showing your
Hey,
non hip
I
hop
know
side
it's
right now.
hard. No, it's hard to remember
Keep your head
sometimes.
up.
It's since we all came from a woman, got our name from a woman, and our game from a woman.
No, my dad named me.
I wonder
sorry.
why we take from women. When we rape our women.
That's changes, ain't it?
Go and face the facts. Changes.
I don't know, I'm reading on Goodreads because I couldn't find it.
Oh, but yeah, like
because if we don't have a race of babies
like
that will hate the ladies, will make the babies who make the babies. And since a man can't make one, he has no right to tell a woman where to create one.
That's
if
true.
I ruled the world, I'd set all my sons. I'd free all my sons.
It makes me think of
love them,
It's a Man's
baby.
World, like James Brown. Like, that's a great song. But it's funny because the whole point of it, he's talking about men do this, men do that. But then it'd be nothing without like a woman's touch or something like that. But that was a sidebar, I guess, for us. But basically, no. But like,
fuck women.
So I guess like you wish you could.
I can, right? It's the belly button, right?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Wait. But yeah, so I guess you could sing any song. Like, that was weird to me.
Well, because I think they said it has to be like from your heart or
The
whatever.
guy who
Here we go one more time.
the Asian voice actor.
That song was actually one of the songs is really dope though. It got like on the charts. I forgot which one it is.
I don't know.
I feel awful for that. I can't remember his name, but he's the guy. You seen Kung Fu Panda, right?
Yes.
You know Poe's father.
Yes.
He's the duck.
Mm-hmm.
That guy voices the priest or whatever that has like the sword.
Mm-hmm.
He says that it can be any song, but your grandma's a little. She's a
Traditional.
or he says uppity or something like that. And he's
But-
like, I can't remember who he said.
I
like,
did think it's-
I prefer Tony Bennett. I think he's what he
I think,
says.
yeah.
I did like the whole Power Ranger, like they all have their thing somewhere, like, and you actually, I think they point them out when they all meet
Yes.
up. They all shine or whatever.
Yeah, they do.
So it's kind of cool.
The mom's ends up being in a Tamagotchi.
At the end, that's
Yeah.
dope.
She's like playing with
Because
it.
I always say on here, like, you can find us here, and
because
Tamagotchi.
you know what? Kids change you as much as you change them.
And all that, no.
Kumbaya.
But the big fight thing, it's funny, is I was at the comic shop and they were watching it. I was like,
Oh, you were saying people were.
yeah, they're like, it's a huge kaiju fight. I didn't feel like it was really kaiju.
No, it wasn't. It was just a giant panda.
It's
woman.
crazy. That's what the mom's been holding it herself.
This ain't Shang-Chi where it hits you out of left field with the kaiju battle.
Yeah,
That
but-
movie.
Still haven't watched it.
Yeah, you don't watch anything, don't worry. I don't know why you're even on here. But
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Like, door's right there.
uh,
Don't let it hit you on the way out.
but
This is the only movie
but-
I've watched in years.
Women are right.
I can't go along with that. I have a wife.
Nope.
I didn't like the ending. Like, everyone became pandas, right? And then everyone left, but she's like, no, I want to stay a panda. But I felt like, I know I'm getting a little too into this, but I felt like you could still be yourself without being the panda. The panda didn't make her.
If you become a
'Cause she was-
panda
she
when
was
you're
a-
excited.
I love that character. Like in the beginning where she's like, I'm somebody. It reminded me of the song that
was
I
rough.
like. What?
just took me out of it. I was like, wait, what the fuck is this movie? Is this like Diary of the Wimpy Kids where this is all like... Because
I loved it.
Because she broke the fourth wall.
Only
Yeah.
in the beginning of the movie. And I'm
Yeah.
like... What,
Well, she does at the end too.
the biggest... I once again didn't see the end, I guess. My biggest issue with this movie
because she's like, we've moved on. It's great. Blah blah blah. She starts talking about how like
Yeah, but she's not talking.
there are
she's voicing over.
there are a few scenes in this fucking movie that do not share an animation quality with the rest of the movie. There's like the scene where she's getting all sweaty. And the whole light, and you see like the perfect
Well, in the beginning,
thing.
it had like the
Perfect-
drip of something.
and then when
they're-
she's laying in bed in the moonlight, you see her hands and everything, and like I just, man, I don't need to see the facial hair on my characters. Like you would see her in the light, you could see the very the very thin hair we all
It's
have. on our
called
face.
peach fuzz.
Is that ubiquitously what it's called? Like even for women, it's the
peach fuzz.
Well, you could see her peach fuzz. And I'm
It's
like,
what's on your vagina.
I think there's a no.
No, it's talking about his vagina.
Oh.
how do you know about that?
Don't hit. What does he say? Don't hit your vagina on the way out.
You want to see my vagina?
No.
Henry used to call it
Venus.
a china. The
Yeah.
china?
China.
Yeah.
Wait, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Good, because I was saying it felt weird because I don't.
Oh, I remember.
Go ahead.
The part where the dad's cooking. It's off topic, but
That is
why?
Yeah, they didn't really go into that much.
Why was it all like?
It was kind of a little Ratatouille for not
Yeah.
being Ratatouille.
What
that's
was
what I'm
that?
saying. There's just weird scenes.
Yeah,
that
like
are
that
just
scene.
different
I
than
didn't.
the whole movie.
I didn't. Yeah.
So okay, visually there was some things. Okay, but overall I liked it. Like I said, 5.6, but it was more about the why we're talking about. It's more about the thing. But as far as that though, I thought the whole idea of what it's about, where you turn into this ancient thing, and it goes with the ancestor who made the pledge or whatever, and created, all of them had to fight this panda during their puberty and whatever.
The best joke in the movie sums this up the best though, which is, "Are you a werewolf?" Because that's basically what this is, right?
I mean,
this is just like Twilight, right? It's all about the curse of your legacy.
But when she got, it made me think of Hulk a lot. Like when she got control of it, then she used it to her advantage, and she's like, boom, like her hand got big.
She almost kills a child. She literally jumps on him from the fucking roof. He would have been dead.
Yeah. And then she lands on with like fucking like,
and then the dad's just like, get the fuck out of my house. He's not like, why did a giant panda jump on my son?
Well,
who was talking to me that was? I was like, they're acting so. What bugged me is they act so normal.
Because it must have happened before. Because the mom done it before.
It's Toronto, and everybody's hyper inclusive. They're not worried about panda. They're like, oh, a panda person, cool. Another person we can add.
Well,
fuck you, Toronto.
Like,
you're
obviously,
next.
it's happened before.
Well, that's what everyone's trying to explain to me. Is I'm like, wouldn't you be weirded out when she's like, poof, I'm a panda now. Welcome to our little thing. Then she's like, gotta go. Poof. And she lets the dad be in the car.
No, it's in a panda church.
Because I think I was telling you, in real life, scientists would get a hold of her and start cutting her open and this and that. But anyways,
no, this implies that magic exists in this universe. $20 I say make a second one, and there's a boy who could turn into a different animal.
I think you say boy that could turn into a duck, and I immediately thought of this fucking thing. But yeah, I just didn't like her staying as the panda. But I think maybe that's actually, now that you said that could be a good reason.
Also,
to have
I
a
love
sequel.
how we can use red panda as a way to enforce that those are bears when they're not. They're not bears.
But did you feel like she should have,
like a fox kind
you
of
didn't
thing?
feel like it was a little weird that she stayed and all the other women went? Like, what does that say about their characters?
Completely understand.
Maybe not all of them like the panda thing.
Well, she did
flow with the
But that's
life.
what confuses me. But it's still there with them, so they can anytime break it again and do it again.
Who knows?
You know how they did it too.
It's a children's movie.
No, but you still got to have some rational
storyline. The
storyline.
second one where the kid turns into a.
Anyways, back to it. Let your kids watch
buck?
it.
Yeah, I think kids could watch this and it's fine.
For male puberty? What is your analogous animal?
Grizzly.
No.
Boy, no, something with a high pitch, like.
You're a squaw.
Elephants stink really bad.
Do they?
When a male elephant is heat, it releases a thing called musk.
Speaking of, guys going through puberty isn't a controversy. Girls going through puberty is controversial.
I mean, that goes
controversial
with almost everything with girls.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like,
have you been a guy that's been through puberty?
But
then how do you know it's not controversial?
I feel like periods, for some reason, a girl getting her period means sex.
I think
I think they sexualize it
to an extent, but like
they don't sexualize guys getting awkward boners in class.
Well, that's what
I don't think they sexualize it. Well, I think it's just more awkward and
American
like
Pie and stuff like
as
that.
As much as girls have to, and I'm not saying this is the thing is you cannot compare. You have not. I've not lived a life as a woman. I have no idea what it's like to go through puberty as a woman. You've not lived life as a guy. Puberty and attempting to draw equals in any capacity implies that there is a worse and better, and that belittles whoever struggle we're talking about, right? If I say being a man is harder, that belittles whatever struggle it is to be a woman.
It's harder.
And vice
it's
versa.
harder to be a woman. I watched this skit from Anna Akana, and it was showing God punishing women and men, and like the men he got one thing told to him, and then he goes, "Oh yeah, and you get this and this, and then you have this, and you're gonna have childbirth thing and stuff." And she's like, "Well, what about
who took a bite of the apple first? Who took a bite of the apple first?"
And then the devil showed up. She goes, hey, "I'm sorry. Like I didn't know he was gonna go that hard on you. I'm sorry, especially you.
You guys shouldn't have committed the first sin. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's all your fault.
I wasn't there,
dude. You're such a bitch. Somebody probably made you out of a rib.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a sick. That's a immortal technique. You're such a bitch. Somebody probably made you out of a rib. My arrest record just scratches the surface of what I did.
Rap, awesome. But
you're really fucking.
Are you Mick Jagger? Jesus Christ.
What is it? John Morrison?
I don't know.
Who's the Who guy? The guy's hell skinny.
That's John Morrison.
Yeah.
You're Mick Jagger.
No, I got to pose for the poster in everybody's room. You know what I'm talking about? The famous picture of him with his skinny bitch ass, just being like, "I'm Jesus."
It's weird what was sexualized. Like,
yeah, Steven.
And then there's like dad bods and stuff like that. It's weird. But anyways,
I keep being told women are attracted to that, but I've yet to really witness that in live motion.
Well, you got to go outside of comic and card shops.
I got to go outside first, and that's
Trust me,
first
I
issue.
know what that's like. But no, overall, like I said, to me it was like whatever. I would let kids watch it. I don't see the big deal. But
clearly you're a bad father.
Yeah. But it was like I said, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was cool, but I wouldn't mind a sequel.
I would let your kids watch this.
I think I don't have one kid, unless you know about the other ones. The girl
Ernie,
I loved.
I have a secret reveal.
But like I said, it's kind of nice to have after watching the Miss Marvel trailer too for the girl one. It's nice to have things for little girls to like have for. movies.
But that's what I'm saying. It's always been like boys going through puberty.
Yeah, see, but I don't feel like we've had.
Is it boys going through puberty? Or is it the male coming of age story? Because it's like nobody ever really focuses on all the actual biological struggles.
Usually
of
when
men
it's
going through
girls.
puberty.
Well, I feel
right?
like TV shows they focus more on.
But it's more like, oh, he's becoming a man.
Girls
He's
dating.
dating girls for the first time. It's
Dinky.
not.
Well, let's be real. When
that's
when
true.
girls are turning into women on TV and stuff, they're
I
gonna
never
be a
stank, which
slut.
was amazing.
When it's a guy turning and he's becoming a man, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a man.
But
I'm a real man.
But with the whole girl thing, it's just I don't know.
See, I think Pinocchio is the best way to explain the male struggle.
When you lie, your wood gets longer.
Yes, not the being impressed upon by delinquent older kids that teach you bad habits and reinforce poor stereotypes.
And an old man that wants to.
And that the traditional father figure in your life can actually help you more than anything else.
God, man, I gotta watch Pinocchio again.
Dude.
Real quick, just to add in about movies. I talked about with that mom that was saying she didn't want her 3 and 5-year-old to watch. I was like, so are you okay with men kissing women while they're sleeping? Because Snow White gets kissed while she's dead.
Yeah.
Sleeping Beauty gets kissed
Time
while
out.
she's sleeping.
Time
Wait.
We got to talk about the dead consent issue because I don't know if that's really a thing. I feel personally that the dead can't consent,
that's
so it's
illegal,
okay, right?
though.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
That's necrophilia.
Just because I had some weird, deep
But
philosophical thing earlier doesn't mean I'm telling the truth whenever I say these weird, crazy, offensive things.
And then, the whole thing like Anna and Frozen, you can't marry a guy you just met. Like,
well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. If you were
but
a
I'm
guy,
saying,
you should marry a girl you just
parents
met.
throwing fits over that?
Because she learns her lesson. She learns that guy's crazy.
No,
and she doesn't know anything about
She
him.
marries what's his face. She just met him too. I mean, but he was.
What do
But that's
the
every
ladies say,
Disney
though?
movie, though, right?
She then goes, well, yeah, I don't like my kids watching any Disney movies. I'm like,
Yeah, you're like, fuck it, let's just not watch it anymore.
But then that's when
I heard that
started,
mouse fucks bats, and I'm just like,
But then that's when I started talking about like, okay, so you just think Disney movies just corrupt your kids, like?
Then it's any cartoon
they're
or
putting
whatever.
chemicals in the water to turn the frickin' frogs gay.
And that's when it gets all into the extreme of everything's just.
They're trying to pollute your kids' minds.
The whole thing is sum it all up. It's just you just teach your kids the right stuff and don't wig out about these things.
Well,
and if
don't-
they're not your cup of tea, fine. But don't be fucking shocked when they start fucking belly buttons later on because you didn't teach them anything.
Well, and I
Pretty
just
sure
don't.
Amish people even teach their kids about sex, right?
I think
I don't know.
I think they would.
I don't know.
You think the only
There's
way
a
to keep
shit
the
ton of
Amish
people.
population?
Yeah, I was
Well,
gonna say.
no, I mean, yeah.
I mean, they're a tightly knit community. You don't really,
And when
really
you're
think.
wearing all those hot clothes.
I'm not saying they're like,
Layers.
okay,
look at her over
Jebediah.
there.
Here's what you do: you bend her up, and you make sure her legs are up in the air, and then you fuck the shit out of her. No, they're like the penis goes in the vagina. That's it. They're not like this is how you do the missionary
don't
position.
enjoy it.
The doggy style is the woman's favorite
just think it's
position.
funny,
It
like, I
reminds her
saw-
of the grace of God being kneeling down and praying to him.
I saw Noelle's toes today, and I couldn't handle it because it's a place where like they're all covered up.
Those ankles, bro.
You saw her, you saw her ankles. I gotta go. I gotta go into the rest area.
I'm a finna nut, bro. I'm a finna nut. Take a
Anyways,
fat-
I don't think the period should be shunned.
I
and
do.
Something to be embarrassed about.
well, as long as they handle it the way they did, I think it's fine. I think as
that's
long
what
as
I'm
they handle it
saying.
like
Do you hear about that girl that went to the hospital? This famous Brazilian singer went to the hospital because she held her farts in too long because she didn't want to fart around her boyfriend.
I've done that before, and my stomach hurts so bad.
Literally, nobody cares, and if they do care, they're a bad person.
Well, I mean,
Shit, I crop dust every motherfucker.
I'm
It's a
married,
test.
so- Does Crystal fart in front of you?
Yeah, it's weird. I was trying to wrap up, but it's weird. There's people who are like, I've never been in the bathroom while my, significant other is shitting. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Do they have kids?
I don't know.
They're probably the husband that stand behind her shoulder because they didn't want to watch her vagina get destroyed.
Yeah.
Just kidding. It doesn't get destroyed.
No,
No, it does not get destroyed. I have a shirt that says childbirth did not destroy my body.
It does.
But does it make you less of a person if you won't witness that?
I think you should be.
What if you're just like the most nauseous person ever?
I understand that. Like guys pass out. Like I get that.
But no, back to the destroying. I was saying, but the tearing is kind of destroying your vagina. You could fix it.
If you tear, you don't always tear.
Yeah, did you tear?
No,
did you tear your vagina?
Yeah, if you tear,
I go. That's kind of destroying your vagina. But if they fix,
back up nice and tight.
Yeah, it's fine. You make it a little tighter.
They do a little facelift. They take a little bit extra skin off.
I read somewhere where the husband was like, "Can you put an extra stitch?"
Just one more. With the whole watching thing, it's funny because Vin Diesel talked about this. Vin Diesel family.
He wants to be around every.
No, he said Paul Walker gave him the best voice.
Paul Walker was at my.
Paul Walker.
Walker was there when I was being born. Man, he helped deliver me. He was a brother to me. He was a father to me. He was an uncle to me.
He cut my umbilical cord.
He was my rabbi when I got circumcised.
We shouldn't talk like that. Paul Walker's not here. But
that's the perfect time to talk about it because he can't do anything about it.
Paul Walker told Vin Diesel, "Don't try to be one of those tough guys and stand back and not watch." He's like, "Watch it happen and be there when they're handing the baby, out." And
according to some people, you're there from the get-go, right? The baby gets born on conception, so.
But I know, but it is a little different.
That's enough for me.
It is.
I'm out of there. Fuck that shit.
It is. It's hard because you're seeing.
Babe, the football game's on.
It turns. It's not a vagina anymore.
It's not a vagina anymore.
It's not. It's not sexually.
No,
anything.
it shouldn't be.
Is it not sexually attractive that a woman's pregnant, Ernie? Do you want to take that again?
No, not that it's pregnant. It's when the baby's coming out. You're not looking at a vagina being like.
Sure, butts can be attractive, but I don't think a butt's attractive while it's taking a shit, right?
Right. That's what we're saying.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the point.
So when women sneeze, dude, that's the hottest thing. You see those big fat boogers come out of their nose. Woo-wee.
You're so beautiful. That's a Seinfeld episode.
You're so beautiful.
Because they're saying if you don't say.
No matter what you say.
But anyway,
bring me down.
That song.
Don't you bring me down?
Girls.
I think of Mean Girls. Yeah. Don't you bring me down?
Hey, that's a woman's coming of age story.
That is decently, but not so
and
much.
And that has a perfectly reasonable example of gay people. It's not telling you.
Again, they focus more on the slutty and sex part than the going through the.
Yeah,
she's becoming.
Yeah. Your mom's Chester.
She's becoming a lady.
But it's more about getting socially changing and stuff. They don't really ever cover the periods and stuff like that.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Women, you can got this. Women are really mean to each other.
There's a movie called Mean Girls. There's a movie called Mean Girls. Just
I know, but like, why do you guys have to be so mean?
I see a lot of cartoons, like drawings. They're hella rude, and then guys are like, "I like your shoes. Thanks, man." That's it.
We're just simple creatures, man.
I guess. I don't know.
Not humans, but not even men. Just podcasters. We're just simple creatures. We're just simple folk. We just like to graze and be out in the fields and just.
That's you. You're a rocking chair porch.
Well, I don't know about they doing in the city places, but down here in the South, we do it a little different.
You're that guy.
Well,
period.
I don't know about
the only period I know is at the end of my sentence.
Yes, sirree. The only period was the period of the Civil War when the South was at its greatest.
Don't tell me no different.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
I never have strawberry lemonade. I never have no shades of pink.
The key is the well, because they always in Southern movies they always extend that fucking.
If we ever get to do skits on SNL or something, that'd be your character.
Well, I don't know about how they do in the city.
Declan's on. He's playing that part. You know the
down in the South we get the milk fresh from the cow.
You guys think you're gonna go to SNL?
No. You buy into what we say a little bit too much.
We live in
most of
this
world like 75% of the shit me and Ernie say is just not true. It's just lies.
All lies. This whole thing.
That's why no one watches.
Gotcha.
This is an act, guys.
It's a lie.
This is an act.
Yep. Fuck periods.
Ernie actually has no anxiety problems.
I know. I faked all that.
I'm actually fucking 12 women at the same time. All this is a lie.
On that note, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share.
You're not
check
on
us out
Spotify,
on social.
by the way.
I'm not on Spotify. I thought I fixed that.
No, I looked.
Oh, thank you for checking.
Was that rude? Like,
No,
are you
I just
actually?
said- no, I was like, thank you for checking.
The way he said that, he looked at me. Thank you for checking.
Check
was
us
like-
out on all social media platforms. And I guess not Spotify, but you could try. I thought I fixed
The
it.
spoofy. Check us out on Shazam.
Shazam, Tamagotchi. That joke's not going to work as much anymore because that was in.
I know what a
Turning Red.
Tamagotchi is.
Cool. A lot of mine died.
You got to realize though, like in 4 to 5 years, no one's gonna fucking know it.
Dude, 4 to 5. Fucking, there's a lot of shit I say. You're like, Snick?
It just sounds like you called me something rude, and I was very unsure.
But anyways, that wraps us up. Thank you, my sister, for coming. You're more than welcome to come any other time, but
I just don't watch anything.
You don't watch anything or
Have any personality or bring
Yeah.
anything to the table?
you just put out all our family
You're just
drama.
a waste day.
Just talking about how dirty the
Let me just be real.
You're just being Declan.
No, I mean
Anyways.
that's true though. So.
Anyways, it's getting hot in here. I'm tired. It is late. We went
Do you
way
want
too
to take
longer.
off all your clothes? That's the last song of the podcast.
We've made too many references to songs.
We
It's a man's world.
Half of our relationship, Ernie, is just making song references towards each other.
I realize most of my conversations are quotes to people a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's because you have no
What's
real
that?
personality.
I feel
You're
like
just
a
a
lot of
mirror.
people-
You've just reflected the personality from all the media
People
you've watched.
don't get like our inside jokes like at mom's.
Who's driving?
Bear's driving.
See, he doesn't even. He's never even seen that. I've just told him that episode, and I told him that I could
I've
call.
seen Clerks.
I-
That's it.
I told him I could call
Oh,
my
and
brother
Mallrats.
and sister and literally say, "Hey, who's driving?" and they'll know exactly.
Yeah.
That's a bond.
But also, that's,
But what
that's
is it?
it's from
I
Jay
set
and
you
Silent
up.
Bob's
I-
animated TV
I set
show.
you
It's
up.
the end credit scene where they start going about anime because they're at they're at the courthouse.
Okay, I get it. Go ahead. What were you gonna say after that?
I was gonna say I remember that distinctly as your only frame of reference for what anime is.
Yes.
Otherwise, you have no other idea what you're talking
Yep.
about.
But I said, see, that's a bond, and that's
Podcast.
there it is.
No, I have to say the whole line though. You can't just like set me up for it because it ruins it. You ruined it.
All right, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bad.
That's a podcast.